Hi, I'm Dr. Art Molin. Welcome to Feeling Good. Do you work hard during the week and you don't have time to exercise and you try to cram all that exercise into the weekend? You could be a weekend warrior. And that's a recipe for injuries. Injuries to your shoulder, your knee, your ankle, and your low back. Sports injuries are the second most common reason that people go to their doctor's office, and they often occur in weekend warriors. And with me today is Parviz, a self-proclaimed weekend warrior. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Good to see you, Dr. Art.
Now, you had an injury to your shoulder.
I did.
And tell me what happened.
I was lifting heavy weights, and my shoulder gave in.
Had you lifted weights before?
I did, and I had a trainer. He was telling me that we need to do more weights, and he was a trainer. I listened to him. We kept adding more weights in my routine, and we just had too much weights, bench pressing, and I tore my
Rotator
ligaments.
cuff.
Yes.
So, and you had to have surgery.
Yes.
And you went through some type of treatment. What type of treatment did you go through after the surgery?
Intense 2 years of
2 years of
Yes.
physical therapy.
Yes.
Wow, that's a lot.
I couldn't
A
even
long
pick a
time.
glass of water in the beginning.
So from this, you obviously learned some kind of a lesson. I mean, I'm sure. Are you still a weekend warrior?
I'm a still weekend warrior. What I learned is you need to stretch. As you get older, you need to stretch more, and you need to stay away from heavy weights.
Yeah. Have you changed anything about the activities that you do?
No, I ski. Winter time, I love skiing. I do quite a bit of skiing. I hike. I pretty much do everything I used to do. I just stay away from heavy weights.
And you do some stretching before.
Stretching wasn't in my books before. Now it's every day.
So keep up the good work, Parviz.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We all do it. We grab a protein bar for that quick meal, or we add a protein powder to that smoothie, or we pop some supplements to give us that extra energy boost. But do we really need all of those protein powders and things? Not necessarily, because what they often have in them is excess fat and excess carbohydrates. The other thing is that I have a lot of young athletes who take a lot of these supplements, and I find that when I do some studies on them, they wind up having elevated liver enzymes. Their kidney function studies get elevated. This can be a problem for younger athletes. Once I get them off of it, they come back down to normal. So if you're looking for that quick energy boost and you don't want the extra calories that most of these protein bars have because they're adding the extra fat and the extra carbohydrates besides the protein, then reach for an apple or try some nuts or even some carrot sticks. This is going to be a lot better for you when it comes to having an extra energy boost. The other thing is it's much more long lasting. When you have a protein bar, what happens is it'll spike your energy and you may have it for 30 to 60 minutes, but after that it's going to drop off and your energy level is going to decrease because your blood sugar is decreasing as well. So when it comes to protein powders and extra energy bars, I'd say stick with a simple thing like an apple or a carrot stick. It's going to be a lot healthier for you. Try these healthy alternatives. I think you'll like them. Well, if you're a weekend warrior, you want to do some stretching exercises to prevent any of those injuries, first off, and prevent them from getting worse if it does happen to you. So, Parviz, how are you today?
Good, sir.
I want to show people some exercises that you did to rehabilitate your shoulder because you had a shoulder injury and you were an avid skier and you managed to injure that. But once you had that injury, we rehabilitated it with some exercises. So let me have you turn this way and do a stretching exercise for your shoulder that we were showing you before by bringing your arms back. And now you can see that he can't touch both hands together. And a lot of people have that problem. But once we give them a towel to put between their hands, then it helps them to stretch those muscles. And those muscles are in that rotator cuff syndrome that people often get in the shoulder, and it helps them to stretch out those muscles. So that's a good exercise for you to try at home. Another exercise is this one with your hands behind you, and you basically stretch out and you lean all the way forward and you can bring it up as far as possible. That helps to stretch out those shoulder muscles and help to prevent a recurrence of a shoulder injury if you have it. The next exercise we like to do is actually for the knee, because most injuries in weekend warriors will happen in the knee. And so this is a stretch that we do, and go ahead and do that, and we'll show that right now. Excellent. And we're both doing it. So there you go. We're balancing each other, and that's a great stretching exercise for the quadriceps and also for the hamstrings. It helps as well, and that'll help to prevent a lot of injuries. Now, sometimes people get injuries and they aren't following through with what they should do in the initial stages. So a simple acronym that we often recommend is called RICE. The R stands for rest. You ought to rest it for at least 48 hours after you get an injury. The I is for ice. You want to put ice on it for at least the first 48 hours. The C is for compression. You want to put some pressure on it and put an ACE bandage around it. And the E is for elevation. You want to elevate it in order to reduce the swelling. So if you happen to develop one of those types of injuries, you want to go for a RICE acronym initially, because it will help to prevent those injuries from getting worse and preventing a recurrence of that particular injury. Parviz, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
I'm Dr. Art Molen. Hope you're feeling good.